Blue White Weekly, a weekly look inside Georgia Southern athletics. Presented by Domino's, the world leader in pizza delivery. Optum Healthcare, they get you back to you. International Diamond Center, better selection and value guaranteed. Ford and your neighborhood Ford dealers, the best rise to the top in a smart and fuel-efficient Ford. Georgia Power, a Southern company.
Welcome into another edition of Blue White Weekly, your weekly look at Georgia Southern athletics. Colin Lacey alongside Danny Waugh. A big win for Georgia Southern football over the number 25 ranked Appalachian State Mountaineers. It was a rivalry victory for Georgia Southern football. Another rivalry victory for Georgia Southern men's soccer against Appalachian State over at Eagle Field, Danny.
That's right. That game went down to the wire, and also a big week for Georgia Southern volleyball. 3 Sun Belt Conference games this past week. Let's take a look at the highlights. Volleyball hosted 3 Sun Belt Conference opponents this week, starting with the reigning 2-time Sun Belt Conference champions, the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. Lauren Reeker picks things up in set 2 as the senior all-time blocks leader in Georgia Southern history finished with a team-high 12 kills. Later in the set, Dora Lulich gets a kill up the middle to add to their lead. The Eagles had some great looks in the second set, Lauren Reeker with another kill, but Coastal Carolina ends up taking set 2, 25-16. Reeker continued to be dominant for Georgia Southern throughout the third set, but the Chanticleers would win set 3, 25-20, and the defending conference champs take the match in a 3-set sweep. Putting that match behind them, Georgia Southern took on the Little Rock Trojans on ESPN+. Lauren Reeker got things going for the Eagles early in the first set. The Eagles would win set 1, 26-24. Ball also a key component in the second set, getting a kill off the assist from Madison Brown. However, Little Rock would win set 2, 25-23, and eventually sets 3 and 4, winning the match 3-1. In that Eagle Field Ert Park, it was senior night for men's soccer, taking on the Appalachian State Mountaineers. Mountaineers tried to score on the counterattack, but great defense from Talavera to slide through and prevent the shot. Both teams scoreless at the half. Later in the second, Javier Carbonell had multiple shots taken in the game, but Jake Chasteen, goalkeeper for the Mountaineers, puts his body on the line to make great defensive stops. He also finished with 2 saves. Final seconds in the match, Eagles looking for one more shot before time expires. Cortez outside, the shot, goal Georgia Southern! Gonzalo Talavera! Aldair Cortez finds Gonzalo Talavera, and Talavera connects from the top of the box with seconds to spare. Georgia Southern gets the win 1-0 and ends senior night with a thriller. A rough week for volleyball, Colin, but a nail-biting victory for men's soccer, as now they are first place in the Sun Belt Conference, weeks away from the Sun Belt Conference tournament.
That Sun Belt Conference tournament will be held here at Eagle Field and Ert Park in Statesboro. When we return on the other side of the break, we take a look at the 34-14 victory over Appalachian State.
There are a lot of simple things you can do to improve the efficiency of your place. Georgia Power can help with energy-saving tips on everything from controlling airflow to lighting and more. We are committed to helping you make your home more energy efficient. Find tools and resources to help you save money and energy at georgiapower.com/save.
A sports injury can stop you in your tracks. At Optum Orthopedics, our specialized physicians and staff use advanced orthopedic procedures with one specific goal in mind: to get you back to you. If you have a sports injury, request an evaluation. Experience the Optum difference.
Where Zaxby's is from. Some like it classic. Some like it saucy. For others, it's gotta be crispy. But everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And whether you like it spicy or old school, you'll like it even more. Because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are now just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
The Learfield Directors Cup, the highly recognized mark of distinction in college athletics across all divisions, both men's and women's sports. Follow your favorite team's pursuit for excellence in this prestigious annual award through thedirectorscup.com, USA Today, or at L Directors Cup on Twitter or Facebook. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics since 1993.
You have a new job now, right?
I do. It's a busy place.
You know, they usually
Whenever you're ready.
It happens every time.
I've got it.
And every time,
Always do this.
she wins.
It's on me.
All right.
But you have the BB&T app with
Who are you
Zelle
texting?
Oh, no one. I really should go back.
and can pay the bill before she even leaves the restaurant.
Beth!
Ah, the taste of victory. BB&T. All we see is you.
Blue White Weekly, a weekly look inside Georgia Southern athletics. Presented by Optum Healthcare. They get you back to you. Georgia Power, a Southern company.
Welcome back into this week's edition of Blue White Weekly, your weekly look at Georgia Southern athletics. Once again, a big victory for Georgia Southern football, 34-14 over the Appalachian State Mountaineers. A rivalry game, Danny. Number 25 in the country, Appalachian State came in, but Coach Lunsford titled this the respect game.
Well, this has been a rivalry that's gone from the Southern Conference, when both teams were there, now to the Sun Belt. A big-time rivalry, and once again, the power of Paulson was in effect on a Thursday night on ESPNU.
We take a look back at those highlights from the 34-14 victory. Once again, it's Georgia Southern Appalachian State in front of a national audience on Thursday night at Allen E. Paulson Stadium. We pick it up in the first quarter, the second drive of the ball game for Appalachian State. After a 5-yard run, Zach Thomas brought down hard by Jesse Liptrot. He would leave the game. App State facing a third down, 22 yards to go. The backup quarterback, Peyton Derrick, has his pass intercepted by Darrell Baker Jr. He returns it 28 yards down to the Georgia Southern 28-yard line. The next play for Georgia Southern, Shy Wertz would hook up with Darion Anderson from 57 yards out. Second touchdown of the season for D1. Again, 57 yards for the score. Later on in the second quarter, Appalachian State knocking on the door of the Georgia Southern end zone as Marcus Williams would take it in from 1 yard out and tie the ball game up at 7-all. The next drive for Georgia Southern would stall as McGill Bowerly would punt it 50 yards downfield. Clifton Duck, the all-conference returner, would muff the punt. It would be recovered by Dexter Carter Jr. at the Appalachian State 10-yard line. First and goal for Georgia Southern at that 10-yard line as Wesley Fields would take it in for a 10-yard score, and it gives Georgia Southern lead at 14-7. The following drive for Georgia Southern as first and 10 at the 44-yard line. Shy Wertz would scamper for 22 yards down to the App 34-yard line. That drive would stall as Tyler Bass comes on for one of his 2 field goals of the ball game, this one from 42, and puts it through the bars as Georgia Southern gets the lead at 17-7. We move on into the third quarter. Georgia Southern facing a second down, 7 yards to go at the 47-yard line of Appalachian State. Shy Wertz would take it in from 47 yards out, and a wings up Eagle Nation as Georgia Southern takes the lead at 24-7. On into the fourth quarter as Appalachian State goes with their third-string quarterback now as Jacob Huseman has his pass intercepted by Kendall Vildor at the 18-yard line. A 17-yard return by Vildor would bring it up to the 35-yard line for Georgia Southern. Right at 6.5 minutes to play in the ballgame as Jacob Huseman once again throws it over to the side as Kendall Vildor would pick it out of the air once again. His second interception of the ballgame, 4th of the year. Returns it 4 yards down to the Appalachian State 33-yard line. 4th interception of the ballgame for Georgia Southern as App State came in with only 6 turnovers on the year. Georgia Southern forces 5, and it's Eagle football late in the fourth quarter. After almost a 3-minute drive by Georgia Southern, Wesley Fields would take it in from 18 yards out and caps off the Georgia Southern scoring. It makes the score 34-7 in favor of Georgia Southern. The final score 34-14 as number 25 goes down.
A team that won only twice a year ago improves to 7-1, 4-0 in league play. Here comes the near sideline, and here come the fans at Paulson Stadium.
Huge win for this Georgia Southern program. The first win over App State 2014. Since 2014, the first time a ranked opponent has come to Paulson Stadium in the FBS, and the Georgia Southern Eagles prevail. You see the excitement from these stands.
What a night to be a Georgia Southern Eagle. As head coach Irk Russell once said, the weekends begin on Thursday, and they sure did Thursday night as the fans stormed the field.
And Irk Russell also said you got to have a bad case of the wants, and the Eagles wanted that win, and a beautiful sight at Paulson Stadium with all the students rushing the field as the clock struck 0.
What an electric atmosphere here at Allen E. Paulson Stadium. When we return on the other side of the break, we dive deeper into Coach's Corner as we get closer and closer to women's basketball season.
What is a choir? A choir is a part of life. It's when you buy a car, a new home, or a fun family vacation. You acquire the things that make living better, like a great education, a beautiful wedding for your daughter, or even a piano for the grandchildren. We are the Q and Acquire, Queensboro, and we're in the business of lending for the joys of living. So when you're ready to acquire, call Q, Queensboro National Bank and Trust.
It's time to pack your bags because Savannah Hilton Head International offers nonstop flights to a variety of major cities, including Nashville, Chicago, Toronto, Canada, Philadelphia, and many more. 8 airlines, 26 nonstop destinations. Savannah Hilton Head International. Visit flysav.com.
Domino's delivery drivers are experts at handling bad roads. But those roads shouldn't ruin your pizza when you carry out. So we're doing something about them, starting with this one. If your drive home is rough on pizza, tell us at pavingforpizza.com so we can fix roads across the country. Then carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each.
Okay, look, if you're not the lead dog, the scenery never changes. That's why this is the view for every other full-size pickup. And this year, it's deja vu all over again. Because only the Ford F-150 with its high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy body gives you best-in-class torque, best-in-class payload, and you got it, baby, best-in-class towing. Still leading the pack. This is the big dog. This is the Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Blue White Weekly, a weekly look inside Georgia Southern athletics. Presented by International Diamond Center, better selection and value guaranteed. Presented by Ford and your Georgia neighborhood Ford dealers. Ford, go further.
Welcome into another edition of Coach's Corner here on Blue White Weekly, your weekly look at Georgia Southern athletics, presented by Ford and your Georgia neighborhood Ford dealers. As we dive into Georgia Southern women's basketball, joined now by head coach Kip Drown. And Coach, a lot of excitement around this program early on in the preseason. What's the feel around this program?
Well, we've had a great preseason, had a great summer. Really started back then and had all of our returners on campus in A-term. Had several of them stay around for B, brought the freshmen in with B-term. And then it's just kind of carried right on through the fall and into the practice sessions now. So, we got a little banged up the first couple weeks, but, thankfully it was nothing that had any long-lasting effects. We just kind of had couple concussions, couple things that, we've healed from, got everybody on the floor. And actually, we're having probably our best week right now. We can see things really coming together. So excited for our scrimmage Saturday and kind of get a chance to gauge where we're at.
You finished up last season in the Sun Belt Conference tournament with the 3 overtime loss to Louisiana. How does that fuel the returners, and how do they convey that to the freshmen?
Well, I thought 2 ways. I thought from a team standpoint, I think they took a lot of confidence from that. We played well, competed hard. I think they got the feeling of we can play with any of these people in this league. But I also think there were some individual performances that kid's built on. I thought, Haley had a great night that night, and I think that's something she's built on. Amir, not only that night, but coming down the stretch the last 4, 5, 6 weeks, you can see a real growth in her game. And so right down the line, I think, collectively and individually, the experience down in New Orleans was positive. We just would love to have got a win. And, we look back at the film, we watched a couple things. We had just a couple plays that if we make one play, we probably going to win the basketball game. And we just couldn't get over the hump with that. But, I think it was a great growing experience for our program.
Along with the returners, you've also got a lot of new faces in for this program right now. Who are some of the ones that you look to make an impact?
Well, I think right now the one that has been the most consistent and has stood out probably the most is Jordan Strange, who ironically is a point guard like we talked about, but she's really grasped the system well, and she is a great on-ball defender. That's sometimes hard to find when you get high school kids coming in is at the defensive end for the adjustment they have to make. But, she's done a great job for us on the defensive end. She's picking up our system offensively. So, I think her time's going to reflect, starting out, she's going to be our backup point guard, and she's going to get quality minutes. And, we just got 3 or 4 other kids that are going to be good players. We really like our freshman class a lot. But they're going to have to expand that role as they go through the season, and they're going to be a whole lot different player come January than they are going to be right now, at the end of October. So the growth in freshmen is fun to watch. It's sometimes a painful process getting from point A to point B, but it is fun to see them get better.
Well, looking forward to a lot of good things for Georgia Southern women's basketball this season. Thanks for your time, and good luck this year.
Appreciate it, Colin. You always do a great job. Thanks.
That's women's basketball head coach Kip Drown as they get set for the home opener against the Wofford Terriers coming up in just a couple of weeks. On the other side of the break, we dive deeper into Georgia Southern athletics when we return here on Blue White Weekly.
There are a lot of simple things you can do to improve the efficiency of your place. Georgia Power can help with energy-saving tips on everything from controlling airflow to lighting and more. We are committed to helping you make your home more energy efficient. Find tools and resources to help you save money and energy at georgiapower.com/save.
Wow, look at Jim go. Man, that guy works hard. Courtside seats.
Multitasking isn't for the faint of heart.
I'm in.
It takes experience, skill.
Hey babe, do you have my credit card? I can't find it.
Nope, I haven't seen it.
I'll keep looking.
And a bank that helps you take care of business from anywhere.
We could use more guys like Jim around here.
BB&T. All we see is you.
It's time to pack your bags because Savannah Hilton Head International offers nonstop flights to a variety of major cities, including Nashville, Chicago, Toronto, Canada, Philadelphia, and many more. 8 airlines, 26 nonstop destinations. Savannah Hilton Head International. Visit flysav.com.
Domino's delivery drivers are experts at handling bad roads. But those roads shouldn't ruin your pizza when you carry out. So we're doing something about them, starting with this one. If your drive home is rough on pizza, tell us at pavingforpizza.com so we can fix roads across the country. Then carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each.
Blue White Weekly, a weekly look inside Georgia Southern athletics. Presented by Domino's, the world leader in pizza delivery.
Welcome back into this week's edition of Blue White Weekly, your weekly look at Georgia Southern athletics. As we dive deeper into Georgia Southern athletics, we highlight women's soccer player Madeline Jones, a nursing major here at Georgia Southern. Throughout the athletic department, you always hear, Danny, about rings and diplomas a big part for Madeline Jones.
That's right, Carl. The nursing program here at Georgia Southern, one of the top programs in the state of Georgia, and Madeline Jones balancing her academic life and her athletic life in the process.
Art Berger caught up with Madeline Jones, and we take a look now.
We're here with Madeline Jones. Madeline, tell us a little bit about your career. You have a very unique career.
Sure. So I'm a student athlete here at Georgia Southern. I'm on the women's soccer team, but I'm also a nursing student in our nursing program here at Georgia Southern.
Why nursing?
Well, ever since I was younger, I knew that I wanted to get into a career where I could help people. And I've always been drawn towards kids, and so I knew I wanted to be in a field where I could make an impact on their life and know I would always have a job and be able to complete the aspirations that I want. And so I think everything just kind of fell into place.
Talk about how this year's going and how the soccer is played into your career and how Georgia Southern's doing this year.
We had really high aspirations for this year. We have an extremely deep team, so much talent, definitely the most talent that we've had throughout my 4 years. We have a big roster and everybody wants to reach our main goal, which is win conference this year. It's something that we haven't done in Sunbelt yet, and we got to the semis last year.
What's the most unique aspect about playing for the team?
Togetherness and unity. That's probably the best thing that I've gotten throughout my years here at Georgia Southern. Our team is like a family.
How do you sum up your career here at Georgia Southern, your experience in soccer, and then your career goal as a nurse?
I'm really excited and so thankful for the journey that I've had here at Georgia Southern. Being a senior, it's kind of crazy to look back on. It's already been, this is my 4th year here, but I couldn't ask for anything more than I had, and it's just, like I said, shaped me to who I am today and will help me continue to be motivated and dedicated in my career after soccer as a nurse, and just always strive to be better.
On the other side of the break, we catch up with head coach Chad Lunsford just moments after the 34-14 victory over the Appalachian State Mountaineers.
As you soar above Statesboro, the landscape is changing. There's a rich heritage here. There's something new rising in downtown. Help us expand the legacy of downtown. For business opportunities, visit westdistrictstatesboro.com.
What is Acquire? Acquire is a part of life. It's when you buy a car, a new home, or a fun family vacation. You acquire the things that make living better, like a great education, a beautiful wedding for your daughter, or even a piano for the grandchildren. We are the Q in Acquire, Queensboro, and we're in the business of lending for the joys of living. So when you're ready to acquire, call Q, Queensboro National Bank and Trust.
Where Zaxby's is from. Some like it classic. Some like it saucy. For others, it's gotta be crispy. But everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And whether you like it spicy or old school, you'll like it even more. Because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are now just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
We are world changers. We learn by doing, and our training prepares us for direct impact in our field. We are scholars. Even as undergrads, we work alongside our faculty to solve challenges facing our region, our state, and our world. We are leaders, experts, working with business and government partners for economic growth. This is Georgia Southern University, and we are the Eagle Nation.
Domino's delivery drivers are experts at handling bad roads. But those roads shouldn't ruin your pizza when you carry out. So we're doing something about them, starting with this one. If your drive home is rough on pizza, tell us at pavingforpizza.com so we can fix roads across the country. Then carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each.
Blue White Weekly, a weekly look inside Georgia Southern athletics. Presented by International Diamond Center. Better selection and value guaranteed. Presented by Ford and your Georgia neighborhood Ford dealers. Ford, go further.
Welcome back into this week's edition of Blue White Weekly, your weekly look at Georgia Southern athletics. Once again, a huge victory for Georgia Southern football over Appalachian State this past Thursday, 34-14, the Eagle victory. Russ Brown of the Georgia Southern Sports Network caught up with head coach Chad Lunsford just moments after the victory.
2 trips to Texas, a short week to get ready for this, the first top 25 FBS opponent to come into Paulson Stadium. What's this win say about your football team?
Oh man, it says a lot about them. I can't give enough praise to this football team. One thing that I really thought after last season, I thought they would be a very mentally tough football team. And after the off season, and then after getting to this point, there's no doubt in my mind. That's the strength. They're such a tight knit team. It's not offense, it's not defense, it's not special team. I mean, they're just a great group of guys in the brotherhood. I mean, they won this for the brotherhood tonight.
I mean, this team was 0-8 at this point a season ago. Now you're 7-1, 4-0 in the conference. You just beat a top 25 team. I mean, it's been an unbelievable turnaround.
Yeah, no doubt. But, the big piece to this is we got to understand that we still got more games to play. As excited as we are and as good as that win was, I mean, we got to be smart. We got to make sure we flip the switch and get ready to get for ULM.
App State's a team, they have a lot of success with the stretch play. I thought the defense did a great job shutting that down tonight. Did you have a feeling coming in that you guys would have success defensively shutting that play down?
I know we worked on it all week. I mean, App State's such a good football team, and I didn't know. I mean, I knew our guys were ready. I knew they were locked in and they were ready to play. But I just didn't know. But shoot, our defensive coaches did a great job with the game plan, and our defensive guys really did a good job stopping it.
How about this crowd tonight showing up for Eagle Nation?
Oh man, great Thursday night and have all those people here. I mean, it was just electric. And I know we got one more home game and would love for everybody to come out to that one. Also, we got to make sure we take care of business next week first. But if we can just continue and just get this place packed, the power of Paulson's unbelievable.
Well, you get a couple extra days this week with the Thursday game. I know you guys are looking forward to that. We'll let you get to it. Thanks for the time as always. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Once again, that's Russ Brown of the Georgia Southern Sports Network catching up with Chad Lunsford just moments after the 34-14 victory over the Appalachian State Mountaineers. Next things next for Georgia Southern football, they hit the road to Monroe, Louisiana as they take on the ULM Warhawks. 4-4 are the Warhawks coming into the season, coming off a bye week, heading into Georgia Southern.
And a lot of other sports are on the road this week. Volleyball in the Carolinas taking on Appalachian State and Coastal Carolina. Men's soccer as well, their last game of the year against Coastal Carolina, the reigning Sun Belt Conference champions. But for those in Statesboro, a preview of what's to come for the men's basketball season this year. On Tuesday, the Eagles will face off against Charleston Southern in an exhibition game. FanFest will be directly after that game, where you can receive autographs by both the men's and women's basketball players.
A lot of excitement around both Georgia Southern men's and women's basketball. They will start up next week as women start off against the Wofford Terriers in Hanner Fieldhouse on Tuesday the 6th. Then Wednesday the 7th, it's Georgia Southern men's basketball taking on Carver College. Until next week, for Blue White Weekly, my thanks as always to everyone at the Multimedia Development Center. For Danny Wall, this is Colin Lacey saying so long, everybody.